Hey, this is Black Femme Beauty coming to talk to you about crystals. And excuse my skin, I did a peel. Anyway, um, so what about crystals? Oh yeah. So my niece was telling me because I was at my mom's house for a while, and my niece was telling me about no, I was telling my niece that I was buying a crystal, a moldavite crystal. And I don't know, you can see that. And it's really pretty in the sunlight too. But anyway. So she was telling me because she's on TikTok and she's like, how old is she? I think 13 or 14. Yeah, I probably should know, but I don't keep up with my own age, so but anyway. So she was on there. Or no, she wasn't on there. We were talking. We was downstairs. But no, she was on TikTok at the same time. Because I was coming in the room talking to her mama about it. And she was like, oh, I'm just telling my sister about it. And she was like, oh, TT, that crystal you talking about, somebody just did a video on TikTok and they was talking about how they had all these bad dreams and all this other stuff, from sleeping with it under their pillow. Because you can put crystals under your pillow, they'll help you in your dreamscape. Usually when I do energy work on people, when I do Reiki on people, I tell them to pay attention to their dreams. Don't focus so much on remembering them, focus on how they made you feel, you in the dream, what you were seeing, because sometimes you can't remember things. And what was that Maya Angelou said? People may not remember what you did or said, but they remember how you made them feel. I mean, I could be saying that. That's not verbatim, but, you get the gist. But, yeah, so she was saying the people on TikTok got the Moldavite, and I go to a place up north, and when I was up there purchasing, I was talking to we were talking about the video again about somebody getting Moldavite because I took my niece to get crystals, me and her mom, and so when we were there, she was like, oh, TC, I want to see the Moldavite. I know you ordered it, but you think they got it here. I want to see it. So we found it and they had it in the case, and we were still talking about it. And one of the guys that worked there, I forget his name, but I think it starts with the E, white guy. I forget. But he was saying that, what was he saying? Oh, he overheard us talking. And it's like he wanted to get in the conversation, but didn't want to be rude, And he was saying, yeah, you're so right. Because I was telling my niece, I was like, she was expanding more than she did the first time she told me about it. Because again, I was talking to her mom when we first started talking about the TikTok video. So when we were in the crystal store, she was saying something like the girl was crying or something, and then somebody else made a video, or this had happened since our first conversation of somebody else making a TikTok video talking about Moldavite, and I forgot what they were saying, but I think the usefulness of it, and in response to that video. But the thing is, it is useful, but I was telling my niece, like, Moldavite is it's really not even a crystal. Hold on, let me look so I can give accuracy. And I'm going off of this app I use to look up crystals quickly. Where is it? It's a stone, but it comes from a meteorite. Yeah. No. No, it was a comet that hit the Czech Republic. Kind of reminds me of their recent movie, The Tenant, and the whole plot behind that. But anyway, so yeah, it's a comet had hit the Czech Republic and Moldavite was formed. So the thing is, it provides a general sense of well-being to the body and makes you aware of the root cause of an illness or a disease, and it's connected to the third eye chakra and the heart chakra. And so with this here, the physical connection provides a general sense of well-being to the body and makes you aware of the root cause of an illness or disease. And then spiritually, the stone that assists in raising spiritual awareness and uncovering hidden emotions. An excellent stone for those who are very sensitive and helps process deeper, heavy feelings and trauma. Brings you solutions to your problems and makes you more aware of how to navigate personal issues. Shows you your spiritual purpose and connects you with your higher self, spirit guides, and extraterrestrial energy. And this app, I think it's called Gemstones. Yeah, Gemstones. I think I'll put the link in there. But so all that it said is all that it did. But mind you, I knew this before I got the stone. So while I'm in the store telling my sister, I'm like, hey, that's not a stone you play with. You can't just get that because it's popular. Because spirituality is really popular now. But is it really real? Because what I've learned from becoming more spiritual, and I'm laughing because it's just so funny. Um, People be sounding so deep when you don't know what the fuck they talking about. Or they sound deep when they give you pieces. Like you don't fully understand. I shouldn't say you don't know what the fuck they talking about. Because sometimes they don't know what they're talking about. So I take that back. But people have been faking spirituality for years. Because and they've called them different things throughout years, and I'm sure history. But once you get into spirituality, it's easier. Some things are easier done than said, and some things are easier said than done. Depends on what it is. Like when I do Reiki, it's easier done than explained a lot of times on how it make you feel and the reactions from it. So that's why when I said I would tell people to pay attention to what they felt in the dream, because sometimes you don't remember the dream. Moldavite, it kicks it up a notch. It kicks it the hell up a notch. So you can't be faking spirituality or not really on the spiritual path, just not getting into it and not really doing routine energy clearings, groundings, stuff like that, self-awareness, self-checkings, shadow work. You can't be stunned because, it's like giving yourself like a spanking. A spiritual ass spanking. Have y'all had that? Hopefully you haven't, but some of us. I think that's what they call when you finally get that good. In tarot, we call it a tower moment, or that good ass spanking right before you get on the good foot and be your highest self. That might be a spiritual spanking because my karma was basically me dishonoring myself and knowing better, knowing it didn't feel right and ignoring myself. But getting Moldavite when you are not ready for Moldavite will pull you like from the inside out. So when you see that movie like Get Out and he's falling, and it's like that, like just to think it had you started from where he ended up and had to find your way back. If you started at the end of the movie and had to find your way back to the beginning, it's kind of like that. And I mean, y'all seen Get Out. That shit was fucked up and crazy and confusing as fuck going forward, just to think of you going backwards. But and at the same time, healing and shadow work is going backwards, and when you get the hang of it, it won't be as scary. You'll know because you got your resources, and crystals are one of them, like moldavite. However, I'm sorry, not a crystal, but you know what I'm saying. Moldavite is a mineral, and the thing is, crystals. When I say crystals, I'm gonna be speaking about some crystals like amethyst, moldavite. That's a comet. Some minerals, pyrite. That's some type of metal. Um, Herkimer diamonds, they pretty much are quartz, but they, look like diamonds and they grow like already shaped to sparkle like diamonds. But anyway, when I say crystals, I'm gonna be speaking of all of them. So, moldavite is something it'll snatch you. It'll snatch you. Like, and if you new to this spiritual journey, like you don't want to be snatched like that. That could really send you mentally. And maybe you won't come back from it depending on what your trauma is. So, but again, that's just a disclaimer to be careful, because all of us have trauma from our parents and our family and stuff, and just our DNA. But we also were born with certain imbalances that are not necessarily good or bad. It just make us different, so we respond to things differently. So any crystal, anything to do with spirituality, though, you should research it. You shouldn't just like jump into it. Like, before I bought moldavite, I researched it, and I've been on my journey, I guess really 2016, but I didn't really know it. And then I didn't realize until 2019, like, okay, this shit been kicked off, But anyway, so, and I've gotten deeper and deeper into it. And I do a lot of energy work. I do a lot of spiritual work. And it's a lot. And, good days, bad days. But moldavite is one of those. When I started using it, I started having dreams about lessons that I had learned. Like, it was a recap about stuff that I knew now, and like, it was a dream about, say for instance, an example is like, one of the dreams was like, okay, you can't care about nobody's, they shit more than they care about it. You can't fight for them harder for their stuff than they do. And when I say their stuff, I mean their life, their marriage, their children, whatever it is. They have to be 10 toes down. Did I just, oops, anyway. They have to be 10 toes down. Like, really, like, all in. In relationships, I was carrying people's baggage, and you carry people's baggage when you're in relationships, whether it's an intimate relationship or a friendship. You're gonna carry people's baggage, and it should go both ways. And some may be better at carrying one situation than the other one is, but it should go both ways. It should be a balance. But I was like carrying all it and neglecting myself. But me doing the energy work and stuff like that has gotten me here. So when I get the moldavite, I'm just dreaming, and it's just like, okay, it gives me the scenario of like, you can't care more about somebody else's stuff than your own. And it was like in terms of like a movie that I had seen. Like, it was like, oh, that's what you get out of this. That's the lesson from that. But it's like, you got to know when to fold, And so I remembered that dream, but I remembered the lesson. Then I have another dream it was another recap of a lesson that it was like, I remember that one too now because I was really forcing myself to remember it today because I almost forgot it. But it was the same thing. So Moldavite can really like confirm some things for you. Like, yeah, you went through that lesson. Not that you need confirmation because I mean, at that stage, if you do a Moldavite, like, hey, you know, I'm ready for this. Well, you should be ready for it because I told you what happens if you're not. So, then on the one part of Moldavite, when it says, let me go back to it. When it says the physical connection provides a general sense of well-being to the body and makes you aware of the root cause of an illness or disease. And then helping you navigate personal issues and raising spiritual awareness. As I was using Moldavite, and would still get, different dreams here and there, but I wasn't using it every night. And then when I meditated on it, it's different, you know. So the physical connection came into play because once I meditated with it a couple of times, it was like I'm physically holding it, and then every time I would stop holding it, I would get another the quartz, Herkimer diamond. My spirit guides was telling me after meditating with Moldavite, Herkimer diamond, Herkimer diamond, Herkimer diamond. And I'm like, okay, let me go get that. So I'm going to read that one to you too. And the Herkimer diamond is a quartz. It's not expensive. Well, I mean, it's a little more expensive than, say, like amethyst or regular quartz, clear quartz. But where did it go? It's for anxiety and like relaxation in the body. So clearly that relates to me. And I mean, most people, especially most Black people, have anxiety. I think it's from all the trauma and grief. Because I had to learn how to grieve. And it makes sense because as Black people, we never had time to grieve. But I had to learn how to grieve. This is some BS. But anyway, it relaxes the mind, soothes anxiety, and it's excellent for detoxing and cleansing, radiation. It's a lot of stuff. But it's associated with the crown chakra. And its astrology sign is Sagittarius. That's another thing. Some of these crystals and stuff, they'll have a zodiac sign attached to them. So if you have that sign pretty dominant in your chart, it'll benefit you. But you still have to be ready. So do your research before you just go out and get a crystal. Or you can get it but maybe not use it yet. And make sure when you get your crystals, you clean them. Before you start using them, you can clean them with sage, sunlight, the full moon energies. You can sit them in the windowsills. They don't have to be outside, but they can be outside. They don't have to be right in front of the moon or the sunlight. Just the energy in itself will get it cracking. And you could bury them in your yard to cleanse them and stuff. But yeah. Don't play with that Moldavite. Yeah.